article about Cleopatra Netflix docudrama. Now, I don't have Netflix and I have issues with the company, but I am going to watch this just to see what's going on with it. I happened to see there was a lawsuit against Netflix. This lawsuit is because Black British actress Adele James, who, by the way, looks to be possibly biracial or of mixed race heritage. She also could be light-skinned black woman. Some of the pictures makes her look like she has ambiguous features. It could be Google, not sure, but the producer is Jada Pinkett Smith. I really don't see what the issue is, especially if she's of mixed race heritage, when Elizabeth Taylor, a fully European colorless woman, played her. I have heard about the many historians who are colorless that have said Cleopatra is Greek and she ruled over Egypt. And Egypt is and has always been a part of Africa, which was not called Africa then. They can colorless wash all they want to, and the expats that are colorless and mixed Arabs can olive wash history all they want to, because we as black people understand they will continue their shenanigans. They're never going to change. They can never erase the reality that Egyptians were black. And just because you had lighter skin, you are black. We all know that there are people with the condition of vitiligo, and you can see their black features. And I may butcher the name, by Muhammad al-Samari, filed a complaint with the prosecutors to block access in the region to Netflix because of this series. I picked this specific article from Daily Mail because of the language that was used, and I'm not surprised because I looked up who wrote this article, and it was Ross and Eleanor, and these are two colorless people, male and female. And the language in here is telling. Now it says, Netflix is accused of blackwashing. Anybody who uses blackwashing should not be allowed to write an article, be considered a journalist, or do anything in the field using a made-up word like blackwash. But it says, new Jada Pinkett Smith docuseries Queen Cleopatra by casting Black British actress as the Macedonian Greek ruler sparks fury as far as Egypt. So basically what they're saying, the colorless expats and the mixed expats, Arabs, would rather have a colorless woman from anywhere, just as long as she was completely colorless. Nobody else can play her. And it's a shame if a actual black actress plays her. Now the article says African Queen. Queen Cleopatra stars 37-year-old English actress Adele James. Producer Jada Pinkett Smith says she wanted to tell the story because we don't often get to see or hear stories about black queens. The trailer released last week features claims that Cleopatra was black with curly hair. One historian asserts in the preview, I remember my grandmother saying to me, I don't care what they tell you in school, Cleopatra was black. But Egyptians have reacted with horror to the denial of the records which show Cleopatra was Macedonian Greek. An Egyptian lawyer has filed a case with the country's public prosecutor demanding that Netflix be shut down. Okay. Meanwhile, Cairo's former antiquities minister condemned the documentary as completely fake. Cleopatra was Greek, meaning that she had light skin, not black. The picture that you see, they are up in arms about this. It's ridiculous. And then they show the picture of Elizabeth Taylor opposite Richard Burton, which I'm sure he was white too. So they would rather believe this version of Elizabeth Taylor and they would die. Basically, she's not even a dark-skinned woman. And then they show this painting of this woman who has red hair and basically saying that this is what she looked like. Sorry, but when someone is known to be good looking, when you look at that picture, regardless of it being older or the other one that was redone, neither one of those portraits are of a beautiful woman. So, no. But the article goes on to say, Netflix is trying to provoke confusion by spreading false and deceptive facts that the origin of the Egyptian civilization is black. He added, and called on his countrymen to take a stand against the streaming giant. This is what started to piss me off. You're setting up here saying that it's no different than people who are here in America claiming that they're Native American. You're not effing native to this land. You migrated your ass to this land. The original people from that time, it wasn't you. And this is what I talk about, the level of comfortability that people have with disrespecting black people. All of the people who are colorless and colorless adjacent. Just because you're an expat and you've been living there and you've had children and maybe a few generations possibly have lived there, that doesn't mean you're native to that land. On Sunday, lawyer Muhammad al-Samari filed a complaint with the public prosecutor demanding he take the necessary legal measures to block access to Netflix. He alleged the show features content that violates Egyptian media law and accused Netflix of trying to promote the Afrocentric thinking, which includes slogans and writings aimed at distorting and erasing the Egyptian identity. And I would love to know okay, so basically they're saying if a brown-skinned person plays a figure who is originally from Egypt, that violates their law. And that's offensive to them. And they're trying to pretend like Egypt is a part of the Middle East. No, it's a part of Africa. Everybody knows that. And regardless of what crazy people say, facts are facts. Cleopatra was famously played by white English actress Elizabeth Taylor opposite Richard Burton as Mark Antony. In 1963, 3 years ago, plans for a new movie about the Queen starring an Israel actress sparked backlash from the people, insisting the role should go to an Egyptian or African actress. And it says that they were trying to look for a Greek actress. I guess, I don't know if they could find one who could act well, or maybe there wasn't one. And then they go into the fact that Netflix took a hit, losing millions of subscribers to Paramount and Disney. But then, of course, a black person comes in and saves the day. Dave Chappelle, his comedy special, added new subscribers, and they've gained more than what they lost. So they keep going in about Cleopatra being Greek. They continue to show these pictures here. They definitely don't like that one. That was the first picture was the first one that I saw, which I was interested in and which caught my eye and makes me want to watch the docuseries. I can't show the full picture because her boob is out, and then they show this picture here. I'm like, I don't even have the energy to even argue or fight about this, because people who believe this, you're never going to change their mind. So basically they're saying the big controversy is depicting this queen as black because she cannot be depicted as anything else except colorless. And then they go and list blackwashing in other films and shows. And they give this list of just movies and shows. Okay, and it says the 2-minute trailer, which I'll put in here in the video, uploaded on April 12th, has already amassed almost 2 million views on YouTube. Meanwhile, Netflix has been forced to turn comments off the trailer after it's met with controversy. A change.org petition to cancel the show has amassed over 3,000 signatures. A previous petition was taken down, had over 62,000 signatures. Here are some of the tweets that are shown, and it says, Netflix is yet again blackwashing a historical white character. This time it's Queen Cleopatra that is transformed into a black woman, despite that we know she is white. Cleopatra is not black, she was Greek. Identifying Queen Cleopatra as black for fulfilling modern African American fantasies. Now, how did African American people get pulled into this? And then this expat is getting disrespectful by saying, is pure theft of Egyptian history and yet an attempt to rewrite history's greats. Blackwashing a Greek queen proves the obsession with white women, and this wouldn't help stop racism at all. Right here, who is trying to come for black women specifically. Nobody has an obsession with colorlessness. The only people that have obsession is these weirdo people over there in that part of the world. They can sit up here and talk about black women and our hair and always trying to compare us to colorless women, but with the raging colorism that is going on in Egypt, that is going on in India, that's going on in Asia. I have never seen so many people who will go to certain lengths to get their skin to look literally colorless. They will have ethnic features, but they go to the doctors and they get, surgery to make it look more European. This one right here on here, and I'm sure if I click into her stuff and look at her pictures, she is looking as European as possible. Cleopatra, just like Nefertiti, is a Nubian queen, and I don't give a who says anything about it. You're not gonna sit here and convince me that I'm going to believe a bunch of liars who have lied about history, who tries to pretend like the atrocities that have happened, they weren't as bad as they were. And people flat out lying about people's identity. People over here in America saying that they're Native American when they paid that $5 to have that identity of Native American. So for you to sit up here and say that I'm colorless and I say so, nobody gives a about that anymore. And I like this tweet here. Unapologetically Black and Positive says, well, it seems Jada Pinkett Smith have folks all uptight because of her upcoming show on Netflix. It's called Queen Cleopatra and it airs May 10th. The issue is Cleopatra is shown as a black woman and some don't like it. Personally, I can't wait to see. Personally, I'm on board with her. I can't wait to see it too. And they're all on Twitter crying. They're all on Netflix comments crying because of the melanin in somebody's skin. It's not like you can't just sit back and be entertained. You can't have fun with this. There was a lot of people who went to the movies and they watched the X-Men, and Storm has always been a dark-skinned woman, and they got her as colorless washed as they possibly could, but yet they want to cry about this. But they have nothing better to do with their life. They absolutely hate blackness so much. We can't play any type of historical figure in Africa. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. And the entitlement and the audacity, the caucasity, the Arab audacity of all of this is insane. I just wanted to say about this article and this documentary, what's new under the sun? I do not expect any truth from ignorant people. This is not an insult. When a lie is told so much, people believe it as fact. I will leave a link to my video I did featuring the bust of Nefertiti. It literally looked like the colorless woman who sculpted the bust. They are so fragile. They really think they are the beginning of civilization. It's not true. We know the further back you go, the darker the people. The practices were not the practices of the Greeks. I can't wait to see it. I enjoy the colorless tears. Nobody really cares about them and their racist have children and children. They can be mad and tell whatever story they want to. The I'm colorless and I said so card has been discontinued for the most part. As for the expat Arabs trying to colonize Egypt, nobody cares about what they are talking about. And there's also information about the Arab slave trade. Also, they engage in modern day slavery today, including selling their 9-year-old daughters for money. So they really need to shut the F up and fix the major problems that's bringing judgment to their doorstep. Let me know if you will be watching the 4-part docuseries, and I will see you in the next one.